I spent 5 years as Zoe York's secret lover. She promised me she'd take our relationship public if I helped her build a saintly reputation through charity work. I agreed and moved to the most remote part of the Appalachian Mountains for 3 years. When my time was finally up, I packed my bags, my heart racing with excitement to see her. But then, I saw the news of her engagement to her high school sweetheart. A reporter at the press conference asked her a pointed question. Ms. York, there are rumors that a man doing charity work in the mountains claims to be your husband. Is there any truth to that? Zoe let out a cold laugh and squeezed the hand of the man beside her. He is nothing but a delusional stalker, she said with utter contempt. I took the overnight train back to the city, but there was no warm welcome waiting for me. I called Zoe several times, but she didn't pick up. When someone finally answered, it was Xander Sterling. His voice was sharp and filled with a sense of triumph. Zoe is in the shower right now. Is it urgent? I'll have her call you back later. No need, I muttered, my heart aching as I hung up the phone. I struggled with the lock on my own front door for a while, before it finally clicked open. The scene inside froze me in my tracks. Zoe was walking out of the bedroom in a silk robe. Xander followed her, wearing nothing but a towel around his waist, his chest covered in fresh red hickeys. Zoe's smile vanished the moment she saw me, replaced by a look of pure annoyance. What are you doing back here? She asked coldly. I dropped my suitcase by the door and looked her in the eye. The 3 years are up, I reminded her. Zoe didn't acknowledge my words. Instead, she looked at my luggage with a sneer. You don't even know how to knock anymore? 3 years in the woods made you lose your manners, I see. I felt like a fool. I had spent 3 years doing her dirty work to keep her image clean. Now, I was being treated like an intruder in my own home. As I looked around the apartment, Xander decided to speak up. Cassian, my water heater broke, so I just came over to use the shower. Don't get any crazy ideas. His tone was dripping with mockery and disrespect. I looked at the balcony, where a pair of his damp boxers was hanging to dry. The sight was so absurd it was almost funny. I looked at Zoe, waiting for her to say something, but she just gave me a disgusted look. Are you deaf? He's talking to you. In front of Xander, she always spoke to me like I was a servant. I realized then how pathetic I had been. I had traveled hundreds of miles just to ask her if the engagement news was real. Deep down, I already knew the answer, yet I had kept making excuses for her. I thought maybe she was being forced into it. But walking into this house felt like a slap to the face. The reality was right in front of me, and there was no point in asking anymore. Yeah, maybe I am deaf, I said, finally accepting her insults. Zoe's expression shifted slightly, as if she wanted to say something, but she stopped herself. Once Xander came out of the bedroom fully dressed, she spoke in a chilling tone. I'm going to drive him home. It wasn't a request. She was just informing me of what she was going to do. After they left, I stood in the silence of the apartment for a long time. Everything was exactly as it had been 3 years ago, when we picked out the furniture together, but our framed photos were gone. I searched through several drawers but couldn't find a single one. I walked over to the window and saw them walking hand in hand toward her car. They looked so happy together, leaning into each other like a perfect couple. She kissed his cheek, and even opened the car door for him. I watched the whole scene until they drove out of sight. There was a time when Zoe and I were that happy. During our 3rd year together, we were inseparable. Even though we worked far apart, we made sure to see each other every single day. She was busy back then, but she would still drive for hours just to spend 30 minutes with me. She used to hold me tight in front of my old apartment and tell me she never wanted to leave. She told me I was her only safe harbor whenever work got too stressful. The powerful CEO everyone feared was just a soft, loving woman when she was with me. But now, she didn't need a harbor anymore because she had found a new shore.